one of the points that Sohrab Ahmari was making was that restrainers need to be more like Lindsey Graham. Like we need a keen strategist like that, somebody who's going to make those hard political decisions and to bank all that capital to get what we want later. Jim, what is your take on that? And in more general, I mean, you're in a news room in which I'm sure there are mixed views
Sure.
about Lindsey Graham today.
Very much so. Yeah, I mean, to me, the tragedy of Lindsey Graham is that he was very good at what he did, but a lot of what he did wasn't very good. And so, but you can't really deny his effectiveness as a politician, as a communicator. He should have become irrelevant when Donald Trump became president. He was on track to becoming irrelevant. Instead, unlike most people in his wing of the party, many of whom are no longer even in the Republican Party functionally, even George W. Bush is somewhat marginalized within the Republican Party. Lindsey Graham, actually, in the Trump era, became more important than ever before. And while I think that influence was mostly bad, you got to pay tribute to the skill of the guy. And I do agree with Surab in that um, there are there are benefits to playing the game, and a lot of very principled people don't like to do that. And the people who resisted this type of foreign policy on the right when Bush and Cheney were really defining what the right was, to be able to do that in that kind of climate requires a certain personality type and a certain temperament that isn't always as conducive to success once you're in a governing coalition. And so that's, I think, been a problem that we've had to face, is that in many respects, Lindsey Graham is just better at the game. Now, I think in the first Trump term, Rand Paul and Lindsey Graham competed very much for influence with Trump, and sometimes Rand came out ahead, and sometimes Graham did. But I'd have to give the nod to Graham in the second term, even though in the 2024 campaign, I'd argue Trump much more overtly campaigned on restraint related themes, not just saying that things that had happened before him were bad, but saying that he didn't want to do these types of things anymore. And he brought a lot of restraint minded people into his administration, all the way up to and including his vice president, J.D. Vance. But Lindsey Graham was still able to have a significant impact. And that's going to be the big question now that he's gone. Is anybody going to be able to fill that void? And perhaps the answer is no. And that's a real opportunity for restrainers, I think.